Well, hello! It has been a very long time, but this is Jim Richter, and I have decided, after a long hiatus, to do some blues videos. And I find that my blues videos are unique because I draw from modern influence and not necessarily from 1920s, 30s hokum kind of string band music, or even Yank Rachel or Johnny Young, but really pulling from modern influences and things that you would associate much more distinctly with electric guitar than with traditional blues mandolin. So that last thing that I played was the intro, the head to Stevie Ray Vaughan's Pride and Joy, circa 1983. And the tab for that is available on my website. Now, about a year ago, because of the amount of web traffic that I have, I started the tab subscription service, which is a year-long subscription for $5. And I try at least every month, every other month, to add new tablature, usually a few pieces at a time. Right now I'm focusing on a blues series that will include this piece, stuff by John Lee Hooker, Hubert Sumlin with Howling Wolf, Muddy Waters, Magic Sam, Earl Hooker, a lot of the great Chicago players, and then the Texas guys as too, Freddie King and Stevie Ray Vaughan. Then I will also do a series of 70s rock songs, really kind of three-chord rock stadium, stadium anthem rock kind of tunes like "Taking Care of Business" and "Rockin' Me Baby" by Steve Miller. Some stuff by Free, but that will come shortly. So in this particular tune, what you've got is an E shuffle, E Texas shuffle. And the thing that I think about most when I think about the Texas Shuffle, especially with Stevie Ray Vaughan, is that it's more than that kind of straight shuffle rhythm where it's a lot of downstrokes. If I think a lot about like Lightning Hopkins and the like, that you end up with this down-up thing, but the up is very percussive. So the down is this very heavy kind of Texas shuffle, and then you've got this scrape on the up. So you've got some, instead of going, or like in this particular piece, let's see. That's the very basic line. And what it is, it's really a walking bass line that Stevie Ray is playing on the bottom strings. But what he ends up doing is on the upstroke, on the offbeat, he ends up catching the open E and B on the guitar. And on the mandolin, what I tend to do is I mute on the back of this finger, really kind of this A string. So what I've got is, I'm holding down this basic two-note E on the bottom, and you can see it in the tab. I've got the E on the D string, the B on the G string, the 2-4. And I start out with that. So I go down, and on the offbeat, I'm coming back up on the E, and I'm hitting a little bit of an A, and it really doesn't matter so much because it's going to be more. It's the percussive sound of it that's more important than like the chordal kind of tune, the chordal aspect of it. So I've got, the basic line is E, G sharp, B, C sharp. And then to give it a bigger kind of big balls kind of feeling, I add in on the first note of that run, I add the lower B, the B on the G below this E. So then the very basic run is, see, all that's downstroke. Now, to give it that big chunga chunga chunga, that chunkiness that you hear, then I'm doing down, up. See. And I'm kind of over-exaggerating the offbeat just so you can hear it, because I would play it more like this. Now I'm also doing when I'm restarting the phrase where I've got, and then I'm doing this upstroke to get back into it. So, let's see. So that is over-exaggerated, but you hear that a lot in Stevie Vaughan and kind of Texas guys, Jimmy Vaughan, Lightning Hopkins. The upper neck stuff is all done around the blues pentatonic, the E blues pentatonic, which is this one. There's your root. It's on the 9th fret of the E string. The basic pentatonic, if you included the D below the E, would be 7 on the G, 9 on the G, 5 on the 3rd string, 7, 9 on the 3rd string, D string, and then 5 and 7 on the A string. So you've got D, E, G, A, B, D, E. To continue that above that, you've got the G, 10th fret of the A string. You've got the 5th fret of the E string, which is an A. 7th fret of the E string, which is a B. Sorry about that. So it starts out with this unison slide. Simple enough. So you're sliding into the 7th fret of the A string against the open E, all over that shuffle beat. Now a shuffle you can think of as a triplet that's got a missing note. So dun 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 dun. 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So you can think about it as the 1 and 3 and the 1 and 3 constantly. Then it goes into bends. Now you can't do a very big bend. It's more just trying to capture the essence of it. You're playing a double stop, which is this G double stop, which is a B, 7th fret of the E string, 10th fret of the A, and you're bending just a little bit, shimmering. You can, it's not even a full quarter bend. You can hear it. And what this is supposed to do, it's supposed to be kind of like bending into that G. I mean that E double stop. So that rhythm, that pick rhythm stays the same. So it's like da 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 da, and that's the rhythm that you're going to play all the way across everything except for the thing that is more kind of lick oriented. So you've got back into that unison, and then you get into the into a riff. So and all that's over the in the E box pattern. So I'm doing a slide from the 8th fret of the D, but which is B flat, up into the B, but I'm doing it against this D. Now that's not in the tab. That's something I've added here recently that I like the sounds of. So I'm kind of sliding into what would be an E7. So, and then this back down to the B flat. So it's a B flat, and then a hammer-on pull-off against the A, which is 7th fret of the D, and then this is a G, and then I go into the riff. And one thing you notice, and you can do it a couple different ways. This is the way I do it, is that when I get up to this G sharp, which is 6th fret of the D string, I hold it against what I'm doing on the A string, which is the B and the C sharp. So, and that's because it's forming an E chord. It allows me to be able to do that upstroke without fear of hitting anything discordant. And it kind of reminds me a bit of the time that I spent studying Mike Compton's music, his approach to mandolin, which is a lot of double stuff stuff that sounds like, where you're holding like a chord shape and doing some melodic stuff on the top. When it gets to the A, you're doing an A bar, which is the A and the E, which is the second frets of the G and the D strings. Same pattern, except move down a string. You go back up to the E, and then about halfway through that measure, right before you get into the 5, which would be the B chord, you start very kind of slinky-like, getting into the lick-based stuff, which is so. And for that, I'm just going to direct you to the tab. What you've got is this triplet feeling, and I'm just playing very basic. It sounds more complicated mainly because of the rhythm, but the notes themselves fairly simple because they're all within the blues box pattern, all within the blues pentatonic. So you've got, which is a sliding into a B against a D, and then you've got this flat 5, B flat. That's just the rundown on the pentatonic. So you've got B flat, A, G, E, G. And then you've got to jump down in the first position because what you're trying to get is the sound of him playing, Stevie Ray playing on those lower strings. And the riff sounds a lot better if it's played comparable to the way he would play it. So you've got, those are just triplets. So it's an open D against 2 E's. And then the next time, so the first time is D to E, D to E. The next time is a chromatic run, which is D, D sharp, E. See. Shoot. And it's one of those things where I don't play it exactly the same way twice, and it's very much a feel thing. I mean, sometimes I might go, or I go, you know, it's kind of sounds like the same, but they're a little different. See, now here, I'm kind of leaving out this B flat that I end up getting on the other one, which is more like, that's where that extra note goes. So that is basically the whole song. Use the tab. The biggest thing about Pride and Joy and a lot of Stevie Ray stuff is that Texas shuffle feel, which is a lot of that. Well, that's it for now. A little rusty. Haven't done one of these videos in a long time. I hope that it's been a benefit. Again, the tab is available, $5 for a year subscription, and that's every tab that's on there now and every tab that will come out in the next year. If you have questions, feel free to email me. Don't email me through YouTube because I don't look at that. You're welcome to contact me at jim@jimrichter.com, and if I can contact you at my convenience, I'll return your email. So thank you very much, and enjoy the blues mandolin. Thanks.